What's up guys, Shawn here, and you're watching X2 Ventures episode 2. It's Monday morning, just got to the office. It's about 8:10. My morning routine was completely out of whack this morning. I woke up at about 5:30, was getting ready to go to the gym, got a phone call, and didn't end up making it to the gym. And the reason I got a phone call that early is because I actually do a really good amount of business in Texas and really in other states, but Texas is a big one for us. And so Texas is 2 hours ahead of us right now. So when I got the call, it was really 7:45 a.m. But yeah, it pretty much ruined my whole morning. Nonetheless, though, we have a really big week ahead of us. I think there's about 3 or 4 networking events that I'm actually gonna be heading to this week. Got a lot of loans closing this week. I also started the week with 2 new escrows, so that's great for the pipeline. So yeah, time to attack the week. We are doing a little fun hands-on project. So I am going to be hanging this whiteboard over here for Rebecca, who's currently at lunch, who did not lock their computer. Tisk, tisk. But we need to hang this bad boy. Oh yeah. If you didn't know, our office, half warehouse. So we actually have this huge warehouse in the back. But I need to actually get a huge drill to drill into that brick. But we need to hang another. Who's calling me? This is Shawn. Hello?
Speaking to the business owner, Mr. Shawn Malkou.
Yep, this is him.
I'm calling from Allied Capital Services, and we are a local company.
The amount of spam calls that I get is pretty unreal, but I have to answer every call because it could be a client, could be a new agent. You know. I need to get a big boy drill for this. This one should do the trick. This one should work. Now, the reason that I'm hanging this other whiteboard up in Rebecca's office is because we need to improve our recruiting efforts. I don't want to come off as a company that is always about just recruiting more loan officers, more numbers, blah, 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 blah. We're not like most companies, but we do need a couple more producing loan officers because right now, 95%, maybe more like 90% now, 90% of the company's revenue is literally all generated from my production. And there's a lot of overhead. The more people we bring on, the more overhead they actually have. Most people don't know this in mortgages, but it's not like a real estate company where you just hire a bunch of real estate agents and they have very little overhead. So when they close one deal that year, they become profitable. Loan officers are very expensive to have on at your company. And if they're not producing, then they're not pulling their weight and they're being a major burden on the company. So we really need like 3 more. I just need like 3 more good loan officers who can do about 1 loan a month, which isn't that much to ask for. But if I can just get 3 more loan officers doing 1 loan a month, we'd be in a pretty good position in terms of our monthly cash flow right now. And that means that Rebecca needs to get on her recruiting grind and get those 3 people. We're putting up a board to help track her progress. And there she is. All right, like right here. Mm-hmm. Oh, does that look even?
Thank you. Yes, it does.
Yo, yo.
Hey, how's it going?
It's good. How are you?
Heading to go meet with Noe and Erica. I keep getting these video messages from Daniel. He's just like so frustrated with the signing, and I just wanted to see if he signed everything he needed to.
Yeah, he hasn't yet, but we're telling him like, hey, look for this email, and he goes, yeah, I already got it. I'm like, there's 2 of them, and he's like, yeah, I already did it, and I'm like, there's 2 of them, and I don't think it was really getting through to him. I just sent him. Hopefully that makes things easier for him, but if not, I'll call him again. I'll catch you later. Bye.
Hello?
Hey, Brandon, it's Shawn.
Hey, Shawn. I guess I didn't need the answer right away like I thought, but what are you thinking I should put down just so I can plan for it?
So down payment of $99,000, and then your second loan amount would be $165.
Okay.
So.
And then you said it was like the percent was 6.1 something?
The main mortgage, the $726,000 loan, yeah, that one's gonna be probably around like 6.1, 6.2.
Okay. Buying that rate down on the first, how does that work?
It kind of depends. You know, we have to see what the break-even point is.
Okay. Yeah, and I figured that.
So.
Cool. I'll follow up with you once it's a 24-hour thing, so.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Tuesday morning, pulling into the office. I will say that the drive into the office is one of my favorite parts of the day. It sets my mind right. I'm usually jamming out some music, gets me ready to rock. Ooh, looks like I was beat to the office today. Who does this man think he is? Parking in the crosswalk? Yeah, no. Look at this man. We got the CEO of Minute Moving right here.
It's a cutting-edge, high-tech firm out of the Midwest awaiting...
You think you can just do that in here? Yeah, no. Oh! The CEO of inside my... Oh, coming in. Just a meeting of the minds in here. Look at you guys matching today.
Not the first one to the office today.
I just said that. I literally just... Hey, who made a mess right here? This is the last time you guys are allowed in the office first. I want you guys to do some work today, okay?
Let's leave this open. It's nice out.
No, close it. So, if you've been a subscriber on this channel and you've been watching the videos over the last couple months, probably have noticed that my YouTube channel was actually hacked a couple weeks ago. And I've explained this situation over 100 times now, and it's driving me nuts. So I need to make it in a video, so anytime someone asks me, I can send them this video, which is exactly how I run my business. But here's what happened. On Easter, when everyone was having the best day of their lives, I literally had one of my worst days I've had in a really long time. I wake up and the first thing I see on my phone is not an email, is not a text. It is an alert from Facebook that my account password has been changed. Now I'm sitting there going, I don't know how that happened. Jump out of bed, get on my computer. Sure enough, I cannot get into my Facebook account. Someone got in, changed all of my passwords, changed all my recovery options, got banned from Facebook, then appealed the ban and got perma-banned. So I literally cannot get into my Facebook at all. Now, some people would say, oh, Shawn, you don't really need to get into your Facebook. You know, you could do without social media. And you're right. So I saw that and go, yeah, you know, I'll figure this out later. It's not that important. And I literally thought in my head, as long as it's not my Google accounts, I'm good. Mistakes were made. Let me just tell you that. Then I go outside, I hook up the boat. We're going to the lake and everything with my family. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to go get everything hooked up and I'm going to drive over there and pick them up. As I'm driving to pick them up, I get notifications that all of my Google accounts, besides my work one, thank God, all of my Google accounts have been signed out. At this point, I'm like, oh my gosh, someone got into my Google accounts. No worries. I have backup recovery passwords. I'm already on the way to the lake. I'm going to enjoy my Easter or try to enjoy it. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to figure this out. Well, the lake was literally horrible. You don't realize how much of your accounts are linked to all of your social media and Google accounts. My Spotify and anything else I would need on my phone, I could not use. And then the cherry on the top, we're literally out there enjoying the lake and the boat starts having some problems. Which actually reminds me, I need to make a call to the dealer to see where they're at with that. They're not open yet, so I'll call them in a bit. Long story short, it was like the worst day ever. Nothing was going my way. I ended up coming back home, trying to figure out how to get back into all my accounts, and I couldn't. All of my recovery and backup options were changed. And let me give you a fair warning. If this happens to you, just know you have no options. You have to start new with brand new accounts. There is no support for Google and Facebook because all of their support flows online will lead you to the exact same area. And even if you somehow manage to get someone on the phone, they are literally going to direct you to the exact same support flows. So yeah, I was literally living my worst nightmare on Sunday, on Easter. And the thing that really put me in like a mega depressed state was the fact that all of my YouTube channels were completely changed. All of the content was deleted. There was like some stupid live stream that went up about Elon Musk or Bitcoin. And then of course, when all that stuff happened, so many people reported it and then the channels got taken down immediately. So I was sitting there Sunday night going, wow, I lost 10 plus years of work. like that. It sucked. Honestly, I was not in a good state at all. But let me back up and actually explain how this happened. I got an email on the day before Saturday, basically stating, we want to partner up with you. Here's a new sponsorship opportunity. We get emails like this all the time. So I went into it. I checked it out. It looked legit. I went and downloaded it. I was checking out the software and I was like, you know what? Tomorrow's Easter. I need to go to bed. I'll figure this out tomorrow. Well, lo and behold, everything that I downloaded that night included 15 Trojans. If you don't know what that is, it's essentially just a mega intense virus on your computer that pretty much opens the door to anything. And I had no idea about this. How could this have happened? How could there have been a security breach? I have two-factor authentication on everything. There's no possible way that someone could have gotten into my account without me being notified on my phone while it was happening. The only possible way that could happen is if someone was sitting at my actual machine, sitting at my computer doing that. So I booted up Malwarebytes, ran a scan, and of course there's where all those Trojans came from. And it sucked. But one thing I recommend for everyone to do, get yourself a Getting a call. You already know this. I gotta take it. This is Shawn. Where was I? Security keys. I'd recommend everyone to go get a security key, okay? On Amazon, they're like 20 or 25 bucks, and it is the ultimate backup option. It is something that cannot be changed. And that's ultimately how I got mega locked out of my accounts, because the attacker went in, set a new security key that they had. I didn't have access to that security key. There was nothing I could do. But you're watching this video today on this channel and it's not gone. So how did I get it back? Well, luckily, when you have a little bit of clout on YouTube, there's some low-key support options that you can kind of take advantage of. Luckily for me, I reached out to a couple past YouTube buddies. They gave me kind of where I needed to go to get the help that I needed. I went there and you will not believe this. I can't even begin to explain how frustrating this would be for someone who doesn't have a big enough following or who doesn't matter to these platforms. But what this support option basically told me was, hey Shawn, you need to go to this link. Now that link was the exact same link that I was doing all of these support flows on that were just dead ends. I was so frustrated. I was typing up this insane response and then they respond with, oh yeah, we have to whitelist your email. What's your backup email that you're using? So I gave them my backup email. I clicked the link again after my email was whitelisted, and sure enough, completely different web page, same exact URL. It blew my mind, to be honest. Then I filled out the form that I needed to fill out. Within like 3 to 4 hours, someone emailed me and they said, hey, we're looking into this. We need these extra details to kind of get it all ironed out. And then I'm not even joking, 24 hours later, I got access to my Google accounts. If I didn't have any sort of contact, I would not have gotten my channels back. But anyway, I got my YouTube channels back. Luckily, I went in and changed all my passwords for everything. I had like 1,000 passwords saved in my Google Chrome. I literally just deleted all of them. But I went ahead, did that. I basically had to reformat my entire channels. So I went in, I made all my videos public. I turned on everything again. I had to recustomize with the channel graphics. And the one thing that I don't have from this whole debacle is Facebook. Now remember, I'm not a big enough player on Facebook, so I really have had no contacts or no help in getting that account turned back on. However, yesterday, an old friend of mine reached out to me randomly out of the blue wanting to schedule a time to catch up. And as we're chit-chatting and getting this scheduled, I just kind of mentioned, hey, you know, my Facebook's hacked. I know that's where we usually communicate. I'm glad you found me on LinkedIn. And then he goes, oh, I have a lot of friends at Facebook. Let me message someone for you real quick. The gears of my head are churning and I'm like, oh, this is it, baby. Got me in contact with a skilled data scientist and he basically put in what's called an oops ticket. He needed very similar information as to what Google needed for recovering my accounts. He put that request and this is as of yesterday. I guess there's a 2-week turnaround on this because of all the layoffs at Meta lately. But yeah, that's kind of the progress. So hopefully I get that account back, because I honestly thought it was just donezo. So this is a warning to all of you. It could happen to anyone. I am probably one of the most tech savvy people there is. And all of my accounts were hacked, right? So some warnings. Turn on two-factor authentication for all of your accounts. 2, get yourself a security key. It's 25 bucks. It's a peace of mind. And 3, I know how much we all hate doing this, but change your passwords regularly. In the mortgage world, we have to change a lot of our passwords every quarter. It's super annoying, but we're in a very sensitive industry and we can't really afford security breaches because of the personal information that we're using. I'm telling you, we are becoming very dependent on these massive tech companies and they have no support if something were to go wrong. Anyway, it sucks. I'll keep you posted on the status of the Facebook account, but luckily I do have everything else back and everything is secure now, so that's the important thing. Just one more to go. What's poppin', Slime?
So I got a question about this chattel loan.
Chattel loan. Yeah, let's chat about the chattel loan.
Let's. You near your computer?
Always. I sleep
Can I
with this
give-
thing.
I bet. All right, so I think I'm good with this one. However, I've never seen income this messy on a pay stub. My only thing is back-end DTI and what they're going to do with their current home. I can walk you through that once you get this one pulled up.
Oh, this is like under contract or?
Not under contract yet, but he's ready to put in an offer.
Chattel loans, as you know, as little money as we make on them, it's a lot of business. All right, let's see. So we got a front end of 20%, back end of 46%. Oh, I got to do it a 25-year term.
Ooh, I goofed on that.
I think your best bet on this is to do less money down and pay off some debt. Your front end ratio looks great. I would play with the numbers. You could do as little as 10% down on these. Oh, also, your taxes, those are going to be way cheaper.
Cheaper than $64 a month.
I know, it sounds crazy, but yeah.
What are we doing, dude? We should be living in single wides.
I mean, we could have a crew. We could all be in single wides just chilling.
The earnings on here, this is a mess for me to look at. The only thing that I did is I put in the sales commission for every year, and then this year's year-to-date was the lowest, so I used that.
Seems so sketch. You got mattress money bonus. Yeah, you definitely have a bunch of bonus income you're not using, so I think what you're doing is totally fine. If they need to use bonus income, you just get a VOE.
Sweet, dude. He'll have like 130 grand in his bank. At this point, just go under contract contingent and get this thing ready to go. Sweet.
Straight into the pipe.
Yeah, dude, and that was a call from, I think, 9:30 this morning.
That's awesome.
And she already sent me a deal and potentially ready to go.
I've been saying.
Cool. I will, let me dig through the emails after I get this thing settled away, and then I'll tag you in it.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right, I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, later.
Bye.
If you watched the previous episode, I talked about how I always want to have my months ending with about 3 million in volume. Well, good news, I just got a new contract, and it's a bigger one. So with today being Tuesday this week, I actually, as of now, have over 3 million in my pipeline for next month. So I'm happy. But you know me, now that I hit 3 million, I want to get 4 million next month. So we'll see if we can make it happen. Wednesday morning. Went a little more casual today because I got a networking event tonight. Won't have time to go home and change. So we're gonna have to rock this. But today I woke up to some good news and some bad news. Well, I guess not necessarily bad news. Good news is that we got another contract accepted last night, which throws another loan into the pipeline. So that's exciting. Morning, Rebecca. Badish news. We got a response back from the Texas regulators for our audit. Now, most of you don't know this, but all mortgage companies have to abide by states' regulations and compliance rules in that specific state and also at the federal level. So the fun part of being kind of in the mortgage industry is that we go through regular audits to make sure that we are following all of the rules and we're not doing anything shady. And they suck because it requires providing a tremendous amount of documentation, and it can literally be one of thousands of pieces of documentation that is required per loan that's closed. So essentially we send them a list of all of the loans that are in our system or that we've had funded, and they basically get back to us and say, hey, we need XYZ on these very specific loans, and you have to provide all that information within a certain time frame. It's actually like pretty stressful because if we don't meet the requirements that the auditors are looking for, we have to pay pretty high penalties, which can pretty much bury a company. Not that I'm saying we're doing anything wrong. It just kind of makes you a little bit nervous, but luckily it looks like some of the things that we're missing are pretty simple, so we should be able to get those in and hopefully get a good audit score and ultimately no penalties. And that's why I love having Rebecca, because here's how she responds. $241. Also, you know it's absolute grind mode because I'm just now getting to lunch and I'm starving. But when you got a lot of work to do, being busy is good, so I can't complain that much. So I wish my health wasn't at a sacrifice whenever I get busier. Sometimes I'll literally just skip lunch because I don't have time for it. And the crazy thing is this isn't even like a Shawn thing. This is like a very normal thing in the mortgage industry. I have a lot of buddies who are big producers and they skip lunch a lot. You only have a certain amount of hours in a day to really push your loans through the pipeline. So sure, when you're going out and getting your own business, yeah, you can do that around the clock, weekends, whenever. But you've got set banking business hours to get your loans closed and funded, and sometimes you don't have time to do anything else besides just get them done. Hey, how's it going? The best way to describe it is how I do it with new employees is loans have so many little steps in the process that when you just delay by just a couple of hours on one of those steps, it has a massive domino effect on the rest of the process. So if you really want to efficiently get a high volume of loans funded every month, you have to be able to jump on things when they make it to the next step in a process within an hour or two. And sometimes one of the steps of the process is just replying to an email saying, yes, looks good, or yes, send it out. It takes me 2 seconds to do it, but if I don't respond to that email and it takes me a day to do that, I've now just had this massive delay caused on that loan. So during business hours, it's really important to be super dialed into all of your stuff to make sure things get done quickly. I will say the one benefit of eating lunch super late is that there's gonna be 0 line in this Chipotle. This is a feel-good feeling right here. I'm leaving the office with only 3 emails in my inbox. That's a pretty legit day for me. The boys are here! Zach? Boom! Tyler?
What's going on, man?
20 seconds. Why are you different than most loan officers?
Why am I different?
Yeah, go.
I'll give you 2 examples.
Okay. Oh! All right, Tyler, you're up. It's hard to top that.
I definitely
Hard
don't
to-
have both.
let's see the calves. Maybe flex the calves. All right, did you guys bring business cards?
Yeah, I did not. I have them in the truck. Do I need them?
No, I don't usually bring business cards to networking events.
Are you being sarcastic? Or
No, I'm
not?
being
Oh, okay.
I'm being serious.
Okay.
Don't get business cards because business cards, if they don't save it in their phone, it's gonna get thrown out.
Got it.
But if you get their Instagram or their Facebook or their LinkedIn, they're forced to see your marketing content because they follow you.
Like it. I like it.
So
I like that a lot.
go network our pants off.